Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Shady Plants Virtual Bloom, and this time we're going to explore the Bog Garden, one of my favourite parts of the garden. Very wild and almost primeval sort of feel about the place. Now the moist soils here suit a lot of ferns perfectly well. Splenium scolopendrium, the heartstop fern, grows quite well here on the banks, the roots taking advantage of that moisture. This beautiful fuchsia here is very unusual. It's Fuchsia bronzebank peninsula and was discovered in New Zealand. Most interesting flowers with the blue pollen. Other fuchsias grow very well here, the Fuchsia Magellanica alba. And now we pan off just to give an idea of what this area looks like, and here we have a small pond. Flanked there with Primula florendi and the water forget-me-not. Growing by the sides of it in the very moist soil here is what used to be called Blechnum nudum, is now Lamaria nudum. Seems very hardy here. And there we have a close-up of the Primula florendi, the giant primula. The colour goes quite nicely with this hosta here. Also taking advantage of the very moist soil, almost wet in this part, is the sensitive fern, Onocleus sensibilis. It's called sensitive fern because when the first hard frosts of the year come, the foliage dies down completely, but it is extremely hardy. Here we have Droptus lepitopoda growing here amongst the Blechnum. This glorious little fellow is from New Zealand. Has lovely bronze foliage when it emerges. Droptus Aphanus cristata, the king, on a drier part of the area here by the pathway. Beautiful crested fronds. And next to that is this Persicaria, Compton's form, which grows quite large and spreads along quite nicely, but it's not as invasive as some. Here we see some Droptus Wallaceiana in the foreground, and in the background is a lovely little combination there of Woodwardia unigemata and Blechnum chilense. Now Woodwardia unigemata, of course, we've met before in the fern nuke. It does love the wet soils. Now we just look forward here from this point. We can see the pavilion, or the bat houses I think we should call it now, the Polysticum certiferum in the foreground, and the tree there on the right is Acer davidii, has lovely marked bark as it gets older. Enjoying the moist soil is this particular fuchsia, Fuchsia Magellanica Logan Woods, very hardy here. And we have this lovely cornus here, and I'm not quite sure exactly which one it is, Cornus Cusa, but I can't remember the variety. And we just look here to the bat house, I think we call it, and just the Gunnera tinctoria there on the right hand side. So this is as we're just coming out of the Bog Garden here, the Gunnera to the left there, some variegated irises, the Matokia struthiopteris. That's the end of the bridge, and there we have Hostus summum substance, which grows particularly large in these soils. And just flanked by more Gunnera. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Now I'll just leave you with the sounds of the water music. I know. Thank you, and see you in the next instalment.